Good morning, sports fans, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever time you're watching this. Christian Pedersen, Mr. Coach Jack Klein, the best analyst we have, because this man will literally have us in his backyard on his home putting green to talk about golf. So, Coach, let's get this morning started with, we're closing in on the back half of the season now. Some teams, we have a consistent group of the Cathedral, Torrey Pines, Rancho Bernardo, La Jolla, but there's a little bit more space now than there has been in the last couple of weeks between the top and everyone else.
Yeah, there sure is. The top four teams are really starting to distance themselves. Their differentials running between, say, a 9 and 14, and then we have a big, gap down to differential 30. So pretty substantial there. You've got Rancho Bernardo, which remains undefeated. They're 22-0.
Now, is this a sport where undefeated season is hard to come by?
It is, because you're trying to play all your players, give everybody an opportunity, and we certainly are seeing that in the top teams, and yet they continue to prevail, which shows some nice depth. They're of course led by their senior Calicita Reyes, who's number 2 as an individual,
and she just recently committed.
She's committed a while back here to Stanford.
Yeah. How awesome is that? Congratulations.
Pretty terrific. Brooks A. from Francis Parker that we've talked about before. Brooks a junior this year, and she's just committed to Stanford as well. So
Cardinal locking up some talent.
That's number 9 and 10 players in the country. So pretty good recruiting for them. Number 2 is Modern Day. They are really terrific team. They've got 3 freshmen, 3 sophomores, so their top 6 players are.
So we're looking at 3 good years after this from Modern Day.
Absolutely, and Brianna Navarrosa, who was our champion last year in CIF, is moved up to the number 1 spot. She's having a really another good year. 3rd spot is Scripps Ranch. Scripps is also undefeated at 19-0. And they have, their top 5 will all be returning next year as well. So we're going to have some this dominance by these teams is really going to continue, I think, for the next few years. So
we're going into a golden era for a couple of schools right now.
We really are, and it's exciting. And I think that I believe that it lifts all ships. When you've got this rising tide, and it shows people what's possible, and it's exciting to play with these great players, and I think it's going to just further bring some of the younger players along, and for me, it's terrific to see.
Well, it seems like it's kind of a trickle down, trickle up. What's good for one is good for all situation. Where even talking about players like Brooke and Calicity going to Stanford. Mm-hmm. Brings light to the fact that there are girls golf scholarships now available at the next level. So if you're in 7th or 8th grade and you're looking up going, well, what am I going to do in high school? Am I going to be one of another 1,000 girls that play soccer? Am I going to be trying to pick up softball? I don't really know. That's where you can go towards golf, and there's not just, it's a hobby. There's a legitimate, I can get college paid for, I can really dedicate myself, and the game can give something back to me.
And there's 6 scholarships. A lot of these young ladies are going to be playing at the next level, and it's pretty exciting to see how many scholarships are available for women's golf. So,
Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit right now.
Okay.
If you had to say that there was one team outside of this group that we've talked about who might be a dark horse to make a little bit of a run in the playoffs, is there one that's kind of lurking on the outside looking in right now?
Well, we've talked about Point Loma a little bit because of the play of Lauren Gomez. Lauren had a nice 32 the other day. She's a freshman at Balboa. She has moved up into the number 3 spot as an individual. Just a terrific young lady. They have another player, Mary Damien, who is her game. I've been watching her practice here for the last year or so, and I think that playing with Lauren and getting this continued competitive opportunity is lifting her game as well. Her differential is about 2.5, and really impressed with the direction that her game is going into. And you know, we were just talking about it, Christian. I mean, that lifting all ships. You know, when you see two really strong players on your team, it really helps the other girls on the team, that they can see their technique, they can practice hard with them, and again, I think it lifts their game. So, I mean, they have a ways to go.
That's why I said dark horse, outlier. You know,
yeah,
because this is a sport where the playoffs are both team and individual. You just never know. You get that one person. Last boys season, we had some golfers down at Valhalla.
Right.
The team kind of fell off, but they made some noise.
Yeah.
So I love that dynamic going into the playoffs where you could just have one girl change everything.
And OLP is well coached. You know, a nice group of young ladies that play for their team. They practice at Riverwalk as well, so we get a chance to see them from time to time.
Not that you're spying on them.
That's right, exactly. But you know, I they're in that second group too with Coronado and Canyon Crest, and so that four kind of is that second tier of teams.
And then we don't want to insult by saying that, but it's just true that there is this world up here where RB and those schools are, and there is the commoners, and there's all of us down here living outside the castle.
Well, when you get some players of the quality of Calista, Brianna, you know, the Brooksays of the world, it really helps their teams. You know, I don't
have D1 commits.
I'm not very good on the sports analogies, but
you hit it on the head. If you have a D1 commit, you're good. That doesn't need to be an analogy.
Okay, there you go. You know, Torrey Pines, they're the number 4 team. They're also undefeated. They've had just 10 matches, but again, they're led by you know, all underclassmen. Vanessa Ho, freshman, shot 32 on the back 9 in the Mustang Invite tournament. So, you know, another great player. And so, you know, all the young ladies that we mentioned are all have differentials under par. Which is
really great to see for a freshman, because it's only going to get better, you hope.
Absolutely.
Now, granted, golf is a cruel mistress, and that could all go awry with one swing. But,
right.
It's good to see that there's young talent locking it down to replace when Brooke and Calista and those kind of talents move on.
Absolutely. I'd also be remiss in not mentioning Caroline Garay, who plays for Francis Parker. Caroline has moved up into the number 6 spot as an individual. Her index is just slightly over par, but she had 2 nice 33s in matches last week, so 3 under twice. So, and shot a 37 at La Jolla. So really continuing to improve. She made it to regionals last year, and I expect to see that again from Caroline, and exciting to see. So yeah, good year unfolding.
Well, you talk about raising all ships up. You indeed raise all ships up here at our podcasting. You set the bar very high for everyone else that helps me out at this. Coach, thank you very much.
Christian.
We'll let you go caddy at the Q School.
All right.
As always, you can keep back tuned in with us for golf here in San Diego High School. You can hit him up, Golf and Faith, on Twitter. Ask him any questions, because he truly, I mean, he's got 4 or 5 other pages behind that he wants to get talking to, but I'm getting the cutoff signal, because I can't hold him here for the entire day. Right. So thank you very much, Coach. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, thank you.